In my practice, many questions arise, and one of them has to do with the definition of workers' compensation and what exactly is it and who does it cover. In every state, one thing that is always the same is that every employee for every business has to have workers' compensation, and that includes sole proprietors. So what you have is a system that spreads the risk to every employer, and the way you ensure that every employee and every employer is adhering to the notion that we're spreading the risk is to make it statutorily required that you obtain workers' comp insurance if you're an employer. And in fact, in every state, there is that quality of workers' compensation, that mandate that requires employers to always have workers' compensation insurance. And therefore, they'll have a state regulatory body in every state that will monitor employers to ensure that they are fully paid up on their liability insurance for workers' compensation. Because as you could probably tell, if a bunch of employers just determined that they didn't want to spend the money for the insurance and then started having injuries on their property, the liability would be huge, and these businesses would go out of business, and everybody in the town would suffer. And that's why every state requires employers to have workers' compensation insurance. So if you're an employer and you don't know what your responsibility is with respect to workers' compensation insurance, you better check with the state Nevada Division of Insurance and ask them with respect to how to obtain that insurance and what the requirements are.